Somebody's got to do it. Oh, it's extra content right here, chicos. Think about it. BTT Plus, taking over the pod game. Live Q&As, watch-alongs, new shows. BT, is that okay, Plus. Big Tommy? Enter the war room, Turnbuckle style. Plus, it's the new way. We call it BTT Plus. The genesis has begun. The beginning of the new pod or BTT. Everybody wants to know what to do next. Well, just scan the code. The pod revolution Plus starts now.
The preceding announcement has been paid for by Behind the Turnbuckle Plus. New pod order.
Are we good? There we are, and that's how you get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the last word, and I apologize a little bit. Our equipment here didn't work. I am the coach. This is the last word, so we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it work right here, live using an iPad because we got a lot to talk about here. We are live every single Monday night from the friendly confines on Stadium. Let's waste no time bringing in Big Tommy C and Rafael Esparza, gentlemen. To talk about. I'm telling you right now. But I told you, anybody that listened to me, Rafael, they said, who was going to win the Royal Rumble? And I said, Jey Uso. And at 60-1, he got it done. Gentlemen, we could be on the air for 2 hours tonight. I thought that was a really fun night. But, Rafael, I want to start with you because you make all the odds at mybookie.ag. Were you shocked that Jey Uso got it done? And we'll talk about Charlotte Flair a little bit later, but let's start with the men right here. Jey Uso, Michael Cole called it one of the biggest upsets of all time.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit shocked that they put it that means he's fighting Gunther for WrestleMania. I'm like, I hope that's not the case, but I think with the way the storylines we saw play out throughout this event, that's what we're probably going to see. So a little bit shocked. I really thought Seth Rollins or CM Punk was going to win it, but they were probably going to see them now at WrestleMania going toe-to-toe, but a little bit shocked. Nice. This one opened up at 25-1, got bet all the way up to 61 for Jey Uso, then get bet down today to 30-1 because they were taking so much money in the top three of CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and John Cena.
You know, Tommy C, the sportsbooks have got to be, and if you want to be in the chat, let us know. If you have any questions, let us know. We'll try to get as many as we can. Tommy, this was the most star-studded Royal Rumble match that we've ever had. So for them to forward think so far, to put together an incredible match, but also to have Jey Uso win, what this will do for his career when he can walk in front of the audience on Monday night and say, I beat John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Seth Rollins. I mean, this takes him into a new stratosphere.
It brings him up to the top 5 here. You know, I talked about it Friday when you had your little thing about Royal Rumble there. Is he a big enough name to take into WrestleMania in the main event against either Gunther or Cody? I have no idea. It's his choice. But what a show we saw tonight. That last 35 minutes is the Royal Rumble, was the best 35 minutes I have seen in any Royal Rumble, and I have seen a lot of Royal Rumbles, Coach.
I was in too myself, and I got to tell you, when you're sitting in the room and they're putting the whole Royal Rumble match together, there's only a couple of guys that are walking this planet, and one that is no longer walking this planet, that have the minds to be able to put that together. So many little things that they decided to do. And when you can become a star and not even win the Royal Rumble, that is great storytelling. Rafael, I'll come back to you. Because Logan Paul is, in Hurricane Helms' words right here on BTT, the hardest worker he has ever seen. And tonight, Logan Paul became a star, getting down to the final 3, eliminating those big stars, getting out on the announce table, not being eliminated because his feet didn't hit the ground. I thought tonight, if you're looking at a breakout star not named Jey Uso, it's got to be named Logan Paul.
Oh, I agree. And if you had 30 Bella, and 30 Paul as a parlay. That's $1 million to 1 ticket right there. Because I would have never thought the last two would have been Nikki Garcia and Logan Paul coming out of the men's. But yeah, he stole the limelight he made himself. But I thought he was a star. Great heel as he was. He just boosted his stock. Now, what are they going to do? Are they going to make him a full-timer? Is he going to show up more? Because I think the fans want to see him more now, especially what he did today.
DG's in the chat. He goes, do we know who put together that Rumble, both men and women? Normally, DG, it's a guy named Michael Hayes. And in the past, it's been a guy named Pat Patterson, who was the very first Intercontinental Champion of all time. And kind of how it's done is they bring everybody into a room and they say, okay, you're going to go in one whenever. And then when you get eliminated, you get to leave the room. And then they put together the spots. And Tommy, when there were so many great spots that the production, the camera guys were spot on with. Like with Seth Rollins, when he was nailed down, and you had that shot of him, and then Roman Reigns is behind him. But then Jacob Fatu, we talked about him a lot, guys, on the shows the last couple of weeks. He is certainly a breakout star. His facials, his physicality, how he gets things done. I thought tonight he was another guy that got eliminated a little bit earlier than I thought he was going to. But man, Tommy, Jacob Fatu is going to be an absolute star.
Dude, they made 3 stars here tonight, Coach, right? Jacob Fatu was a beast. He eliminated 4 people. I think that was the most in the men's Royal Rumble tonight. And who did it? Jacob Fatu. Number 2, another guy that's been here for little over a month. Penta, over 33 minutes in the ring. If you don't think they're pushing to make him a star, I got another thing coming for you. And number 4, Logan Paul, the part-timer. The part-timer. They put him in the final 4 and in the final 3. And it ain't because of his social media. That's part of it. But the kid could work. He's an outstanding wrestler, a stud of an athlete, and Triple H is going all in on Logan Paul. And I think moving from this point on, you will see him on Raw every week. That's the way it goes. They see stars.
Yeah, Jason said in the chat, last 15 of the Rumbles, ridiculous, well booked. Here's the thing. They better be throwing a bunch of money at Logan Paul, guys, because he has had enough stuff going on outside of WWE that when he negotiated his deal a couple of years ago, this is what he wanted to do, and they had to let him. They need him to be a full-time superstar. They need him to be a full-time heel. The other part I saw a little bit on social media, because I've kind of started not reading the reactions, and I just put my own thoughts out there, and it's actually kind of a more fun way of doing it. But when you put in a celebrity, and it's happened many times in the past, guys, but I show speed. I didn't know how they were going to use him tonight. I got to give a tip of the cap to that dude, because he came out, he does the backflip, and then he showed his, I guess, amateurism or not learning how to turn into a move. It would not surprise me if he has a broken arm from the spear by Braun Breaker because he didn't turn. But did you guys see the video that Logan Paul posted on social media? He has a huge chunk out of his leg after Otis threw him back onto the announce table. I've been around a lot of celebrities that have done a lot of things in the WWE. But what I Show Speed did tonight and was willing to do, Tommy, I'll come back to you because you've been at ringside, was something that you've got to respect. He's not a big dude, and he's certainly not used to doing that. But I thought it was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, man. When you see a gash like that, that's a shoot, what we call in the business, folks. That's called the hard way. He went over on the table, something happened, and there was a chunk of meat taken out of his leg. That was the real deal, folks. And I give that dude a lot of credit for going in there, taking those bumps from Braun Breaker, of all people, taking it from Braun. And believe me, I'm sure Braun shoots on those hits a little bit. He may have lightened up a little, but still, first time taking a hit and you take it from Braun, hats off to you, brother. I'm telling you that right now.
There are two ways, guys, that a superstar loves to lay in on somebody that's not a talent. It's when somebody jumps the barrier and comes into the ring, and it's when a celebrity thinks they can come in and do what they do. And most celebrities, whether you're talking about singers or actors, they're very, very small. And a lot of these influencers are very, very small. I Show Speed is not a big guy, but give him a lot of credit. You're watching The Last Word. Hopefully we're coming through smooth. I apologize.
He just said that.
He just said that. Well, I'm going to continue on what Coach said because I'm going to continue my rant that I had the other day. Yes, I'll give IShowSpeed credit that he took some hits. His still has half of his leg is still on the table, but I rather would have seen somebody else take his spot. Because if I want to see a celebrity out there, then I want to see Bad Bunny again. I thought Bad Bunny, what he did when he was in there, every time I see a celebrity or an influencer come in the ring, I automatically think, are you going to be Bad Bunny material? I'm sorry, IShowSpeed. You were not even close to Bad Bunny material. So I'm going to continue on my rant. I didn't like him. I'd rather seen Solo come out. I'd rather seen somebody else than an influencer than IShowSpeed, even though I want to see how much leg is on the table still. But I'm sorry. Give me Bad Bunny or give me Solo in that spot.
Could you imagine, Raph, Bad Bunny there? Could you imagine Bad Bunny with this star power there? Because he knows
Yeah.
how to take bumps, man. He knows how to work in the ring a little bit. You put him in there with those guys, man, it brings it up just another level. But I agree with you on that. There's a reason why there was no surprises tonight because the Rumble, Men's Rumble, had so much star power. If you
Oh,
looked
I
at
agree.
the last 10 guys, 15 guys in that ring, unbelievable. And we got our coach back. Go ahead, coach.
All right, we're gonna try this. If I drop off one more time, you guys just take it. You guys can certainly handle this. This might be the easiest show to talk about that we've ever done. So we'll try one more time. If I drop off, you guys got it. And Tommy, I think you were going down how in the past the Royal Rumble you see at least 5 or 6 guys that are not superstars. And I had a couple of my buddies texting me tonight going, "Why would they do that?" or "Why would they do that?" And I said, "Guys, there's really only 8 or 10 guys every year that legitimately can headline WrestleMania. And let's remember what this match is truly all about. So normally you want to make other things entertaining. I thought this year they put every person in the match that could possibly headline WrestleMania. And I'll give the other stars a lot of credit because, Tommy, you know this. There are huge egos in that room. And when you're calling the guys saying, "Here, this is what we're thinking about you guys doing in the match," and you're telling them they're not going to win. You tell Drew he's not going to be in the top 4. You tell Seth he's not going to win. You tell Roman Reigns he's not going to win. You tell John Cena, "Hey, we've got other ideas for you, and it's going to be Jey Uso." Everybody had to buy in, and I'm glad they did because we've talked about the ratings really tanking the last couple of weeks. This kickstarts the road to WrestleMania. And Raphael, now as we head towards Monday Night on Raw, think of all the different things we can talk about now, and it flips it on its head. That's exactly what this show and what the WWE needed.
Yeah, I thought the men's was played out perfectly because we have now storylines. We're already thinking about great storylines. I'm still confused what they did on the women's side. I know we're going to tackle that, but I thought the men's side was just perfectly planned, perfectly matched. And you said it. A lot of these wrestlers were probably had to eat a lot of crow thinking Drew McIntyre going out pretty early. There's some big stars that went out pretty early. Roman Reigns came into this match really early. I didn't think he was going to come in that early. I thought he was going to be in the high 20s, stuff like that. So when he came in, I was a little shocked, but hats off for the men's booking. It was great. The men's Royal Rumble was fantastic.
Roman
You
was
guys are watching the Last Word right now. Our live numbers are amazing. Thank you for finding us. Hopefully the feed is good, but if I drop off, Tommy and Raphael will continue on. You can watch us every single Monday night live on Stadium at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's flip it over real quick, guys, to the women's side, and then we'll compare the two after we do. And I think we all kind of knew that it was going to come down to Charlotte Flair and somebody else. Now, if I'm being honest, the women's match was not nearly as entertaining as the men's match, but they don't have as many stars. But Raphael, I have to go back for a second to Monday night.
Here we
and we have a person on this show named Gabby AF, Gabby Laspisa. And the reason she's not here right now, she's actually on site in Indianapolis. And you and her got into it just a little bit. And producer man, hopefully you have this teed up because I can't talk to you right now. But here is Gabby after she correctly predicted that Charlotte Flair would get the job done. She sent this in just a short while ago.
Oh, Raphael. I hate to say I told you so, but who am I kidding? I fucking love to say I told you so. Not only was your pick Becky Lynch not winning the Royal Rumble, she didn't even show up to the Royal Rumble. Oh my God. And guess who showed up and won? It was Charlotte Flair. And I was right. which means you were wrong. And
Whew.
oh,
I get
Raphael,
the
Well-
repeat.
Wow. That was
So
good.
we're gonna talk more about it on Monday. I tell you what, I'm gonna let you guys take it because I can't hear anything. I will be here live on Monday, I promise. Tommy, you take it, you run the show, you and Raphael. You'll do a much better job with your setup. I'm gonna drop off. Thank you all for watching us. Plenty more of the Royal Rumble coming up on Monday. Tommy, you got it. I'm out because I don't want to ruin this show. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Be good.
Hey, Raph, so what do you think of that?
About time we got rid of him. About time we got rid of him, Tommy. Jeez.
She couldn't wait to cut that promo. And that's the strange part of this. Where is Becky? If she didn't show up at Royal Rumble, the biggest PLE until WrestleMania, and I'm not even including Elimination Chamber or anything like that, because this leads to the road to WrestleMania. What do you think is going on with Becky?
It has to be contract. That's the only thing that I can think of. It's she wasn't there. Now, I was talking to producer man while we were watching the end of the match and all that. If the odds makers and even Joe Public, the viewers of WWE, knew that Becky Lynch was not going to be there, she would have been a -$5 favorite, or maybe even taken off the board because there's no other reason to have anybody else win to Women's Royal Rumble when they announced Charlotte a couple weeks ago that she was going to be in the Royal. They're not going to announce her and then not have Becky Lynch, not have Cargill, not have Ronda Rousey. The list can go on and have her not win it. Now with no Becky there, who else was going to win it? Belair? I mean, Io came in number one. She couldn't win it. She would have been gassed out. Bailey. So yeah. Hats off to the girl that said yes, Charlotte was going to win it. But that's like me telling you, hey, I bet you Patrick Mahomes is going to be a starting quarterback next year of the Kansas City Chiefs.
I got to tell you, man, couple of people that impressed me tonight was Io Sky. She was number 2. She was in there the whole time almost. Liv Morgan impressed me tonight. Really worked hard in the ring. I really like Io Sky. Her game has come up so much, and she could work in the ring. If she was a great promo cutter, she'd be top 5 with the women. Unfortunately, she's not, and that's what happens, but she can really go in that ring. Here's the other thing. I wasn't crazy about the Final Four. It was Charlotte, Nikki Bella. I think Roxanne Perez is a star. And was the fourth one Nia? I can't remember who the fourth one was. Do you know?
I think it was. I mean, the women's was just an NXT Battle Royal.
Yeah.
If you gotta think about it.
I mean, Nikki Bella being in the Final Four. What are we getting out of that guy? She hasn't been around in years, and they already put her in the Final Four. Like, how does that make Io Sky? How does that make them all feel? Zoe Starks, Jordan Grace, Bailey, Bianca. I had Bianca in the Final Four because I thought she should have been there because she's one of the top women superstars. You put Nikki Bella in just because we haven't seen her in a while. That's what I don't get. And once I saw that Final Four, we all knew Charlotte was going to win. And now it's on to WrestleMania and her and Rhea Ripley. And that is going to be a banger. What do you think about it?
See, I think they brought Nikki Bella. Rumors were coming. I mean, she can come back and be a full-time wrestler now. She is divorced. I think she is divorced or going through a divorce right now. So she's got the time to come back and be a full-time wrestler. That just tells me if they brought her out number 30, that I think she's coming back for maybe not a full-time schedule, maybe like what these other wrestlers do to do pay-per-views and all that. I think she's fighting Bailey at WrestleMania now. We saw the little backlash afterwards and stuff like that. But for her coming out number 30 tells me that she's going to be here for a while. But I didn't think she was no 30 worth for me. But I got to give hats off to Alexa Bliss. She got the biggest pop, I think, all evening was Alexa Bliss coming out. She got the biggest pop. So hats off to her.
That was my next thing. I said the whole Women's Royal Rumble. We haven't seen Alexa Bliss in about a couple of years, maybe a year or something like that, maybe a little over a year. We haven't seen Charlotte since 2023. Alexa Bliss got a better pop than Charlotte. I was shocked by that. I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh my God, did you hear the pop Alexa Bliss got? And then when Charlotte came out, it was nowhere near as hot as Alexa Bliss. So, it is what it is. They like what they like. Charlotte looks phenomenal. I saw the knee brace she had on. She's in great shape. She lost a ton of weight. She looked good in the ring. And man, her and Rhea go at it at WrestleMania, whether that be night 1 or night 2. I cannot wait to see that. Other ones that showed good tonight was Bianca. She looked great tonight. She always looks great. I was loving to see a surprise and maybe Jade come out. Can you imagine if Jade come out and then she comes face to face with Naomi and Bianca? That would have been a sight to see. Ivy Nile was good. Jordan Grace came out. And here's one of the things I thought should have happened. Earlier in that week or the week before, everybody announced Jordan Grace signing with WWE after she left TNA. In the old days, that would never happen, saying and bringing out there. It would have been a surprise tonight. It's a bigger surprise seeing Jordan Grace come out without knowing she signed than we knew she was signed, and we all figured she was coming out in the Women's Royal Rumble. But overall, the Women's Royal Rumble was good, but nowhere, and I mean nowhere up to the par of the Men's Royal Rumble. The Men's Royal Rumble was just, and I've seen a lot of them. I've been at a lot of them, and the stories they told in that ring, like, question for you. What's next for Punk now? Where are we going? Right? He looked pissed off. He's at Rollins. And you know what I noticed? And I don't know if you noticed this when he was by the table. The look he gave to the wise man, that dirty look. And I think Cole or McAfee brought it up. So what do you think that could be?
I mean, Rick in the chat he must be in my mind right now. Rick, get out of my head, because he says Seth Rollins, Roman, Punk, and Cody 4-way match at Mania, and that sounds perfect to me. I think we can get a lot of storylines over that. That'd be a fantastic match. But I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. Men's match A+, number one match. Cody Rhodes match. The ladders match was far better than the women's Royal Rumble match, and I thought the women's Royal match was probably third if I had to rank the top three on that one. But yeah, where did they go with Cody, Seth, Roman, and CM Punk? There's so many different angles and so many different ways we can do this. I think we know where Cena's going now with WrestleMania, but those four guys, we have no clue what's going with them.
Yeah, piggybacking off of that ladder match, man, like KO. God, there were some sick spots in there. That spot where actually Cody landed on his back, that backflip and landed on the ladder. Like, this dude's the champ. You are the man right now, and you're risking life and limb right before WrestleMania. If he had a major injury, he would be out. It was just incredible. They tell some great stories, and I can't wait to find out next week in the programming where are we going with Kevin Owens too. So we got a lot of question marks going on here. We got Kevin Owens. What's going on with CM Punk? Will he end up getting a title shot? He can't use the favor from the wise man now because Jey Uso won the Rumble. It's his choice. Either he wants Gunther or Cody, and Punk can't get in that match because Cody and Gunther and Jey, none of them are in the bloodline. So what is next for Punk? Is it going to be him and Rollins at WrestleMania? I have no idea. And once again, our boy Drew takes the hit. He gets eliminated. He's out. Where are we going here?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
feel bad for Drew Macker. But the one benefit about all these question marks that you're talking about right there, that just helps Netflix, and they're trying to get back some of their ratings. Because now, when you're watching Monday night on Netflix, you have so many question marks in your head. And if I didn't watch last week's Netflix, but I watched the Royal Rumble, I'm watching Netflix on Monday because I have so many questions that I want answers. So hats off for them to maybe bring people back to Netflix that maybe skipped it on Monday, but they actually watched Rumble, because I can guarantee you they're watching Monday on Netflix.
And they're bringing the stars. Another guy had a breakout night in the Rumble was Braun Breaker. Am I right or wrong? He came in like a house of fire. He eliminated a couple of guys there tonight. Man, I think the most eliminations though was, and I'm looking at my notes here, it was Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, he had
He
4.
eliminated Ray, Andrea, Gable, and Jimmy Uso. Roman eliminated Miz, Sheamus, Joe Hendry, and who was the other one? I can't read my own writing here. I forgot who the other one was. But another one, Roman had a lot of eliminations tonight. He was in over 30 minutes tonight also. Penta, another guy who's only been with the company like a month now, and already he's undefeated on Raw, right? And he went over 30 minutes in his first Royal Rumble ever. So look what this company is doing with Penta right now. That's how you build stars. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. but you're in your first Royal Rumble and the biggest star power Royal Rumble, and you go over 30 minutes, that's saying something to me. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, Penta and Fatu had probably great A plus matches throughout the whole thing. So I was hats off to them, and I liked how they brought Penta and Mysterio 1 and 2. It was almost like here is you. It's now Raw or WWE's you. I'm getting ready to retire. Sit back. My son is here. You can make fun of him now. I'm passing the torch to you. I kind of like that little moment because that's what I got out of it was 1 and 2. Here's the torch. Here's shake of the hand. Peace. I'm out. But yeah, Penta had a fantastic, and the crowd loves him. So I don't know why
Yeah.
he didn't work from
Yeah.
that other company. I don't know
Ah,
what I could care less on that, but WWE's got a really good steal right that one.
and how about the return of AJ tonight? Nobody saw that coming at
No,
all.
yeah, I didn't see
We
that
never
coming.
even
I
talked about it, right? We haven't talked
yeah.
about that. AJ returning tonight, big time player, big time worker in the room. I think there's going to be some good stuff coming up, man. Here on the last word when we come back on Monday night. I think we covered just about everything. Anything else that you see that you wanted to talk about?
No, like I said, I can't wait for Monday so I can. I'll take my lickings like a man with Gabby on there. But I'm like I said, my girl wasn't in there, so I don't know what she's pumped up about. Okay, I would be more upset at her if Charlotte didn't win and there was no Becky than she did win. But I'll come back on Monday. I'm gonna skip some Super Bowl parties just to take my lashings like a man with Gabby and said, "You were right, I was wrong." But it was a fun. I had a really good time watching the Rumble. Like I said, it was a fantastic men's match. I can't remember the last. I've been to 2 Royal Rumbles, and not one 60 of the people that I saw in my Royal Rumbles didn't equal to the 30 I saw today.
Yeah, and the other thing, man, the last half hour of the men's rumble, everybody was standing up. They couldn't wait who was going to come in. They can't wait to see what was going to go on in the ring itself. It happened, and Jay is on his way, man. He's going to WrestleMania, going to pick who his champ is. And folks, if there's any time to check out the last word this Monday night, just to see Gabby and Rafi go at it, Monday night is your night. We will be on right after Raw is over. Coach will be back. I'll be here. Rafi will be here. And Rafi's best friend, Gabby, will be here. So check us out Monday night. The last word on Stadium, Direct TV, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and we will give you everything, all the results on Monday, and a lot of questions to be answered off of this Royal Rumble. Rafi, it's been a great night. I can't wait until Monday. Any last words from you?
Nope, I'm gonna I gotta start lifting and stretching for cardio because my mouth is might be being overtime Monday night when Gabby's me and her are going back and forth. I'm gonna do some stretches on my stuff like that. I have to make sure I don't drop any bad words.
What's that say? Gabby and Rafi? I
The
didn't
real
see
main
that.
event on Raw.
What it will be, folks. So check us out on the last word right after Raw. For Big Coach, Big Tommy C, and my man Rafi, we will see you on Monday night.